In today's Leeds news, Stroke exit admission, Creswell sell on latest, Piroe's bid knocked back, midweek loan watch, and Jordon believes Leeds have too much to go down. Hey folks, welcome to the Leeds View, Wednesday the 28th of January with your Leeds United news. Jer here. There's a bit of stuff to get stuck into today, but it has gone very, very quiet around Leeds United and the Jørgen Strand Larsen deal, or any plan B option they may have. Now that usually means one of two things. Either it's all about to kick off at Leeds any minute now, or nothing at all is going to happen and it's going to be a damn squib between now and the end of the transfer window. But we'll keep you updated. We'll let you know if anything happens. We will do any kind of spontaneous live streams should anything happen and breaking news between now and the end of today or tomorrow. We'll cover that all. Just also let you know, over here on the little box here, there's a QR code. That is a link for the Square Balls Galway gig. So they are coming to Ireland to do several gigs. Dublin and Belfast are pretty much sold out at this point, but there are still plenty of seats available for the Roisin Dubh in Galway. That's the one that I'm heading down to. You can check that out by scanning the QR code. It is on Wednesday, 25th of March. And if you're listening to the audio or you don't have a QR scanner on your phone, details are down below in a link. You can check that out if you want to see the lads worthwhile going to. Also, last night's podcast is available if you want to catch up on that. But we've got a bit of news to get stuck into. We'll start with Pascal Struijk's admission about a Leeds exit. This one had kind of slipped through the cracks, but fair play to the Square Ball for catching this. I think it was Rob who pointed this out. We've had a little bit of a look and we found the article that was done in Holland. And this one was rumoured in the summer that Pascal Struijk may be on his way out of Leeds United. There was rumour of a lot of interest in him, and if Leeds were looking for PSR money during the summer, Pascal Struijk represented 100% PSR, so he could have been used as a makeway had Leeds needed to bring in different signings, or if Leeds needed to balance the books. But we didn't really know exactly how close he got to leaving Leeds in the summer. Struijk earlier this year had spoken with BBC, and he told them at that point that there were options to leave during the summer, but he had a contract at Leeds and he wanted to see that out and stay at the club. However, speaking with Dutch media, he said that several parties were interested in him and Leeds had agreed a fee for him to leave. And on the topic, he said this: "I had some options to leave, but that didn't happen. That had a lot to do with several parties. From my side, there was something I would have liked to have done, but three parties, me, the club and the other clubs, all had to reach an agreement, and in the end, that didn't happen. And then I simply have a contract and I'll do my job." Struijk is said to have agreed personal terms with this mystery club, and Leeds are said to have agreed a transfer fee as well, but the transfer didn't happen, and the reason it didn't happen is apparently said to be Daniel Farke. Farke wouldn't sign off on the exit of the Dutch centre half. And Farke has made it clear in the past that he gets final say on any transfers that Leeds bring in or that Leeds agree to sell on. And he didn't want to see Struijk move away from the club. Since Leeds have changed to three at the back, Struijk has really come into his own and his strengths have been more than highlighted in recent weeks. It allows him the ability to play his game to his best, where he can carry the ball forward. He's instrumental in starting moves for Leeds. His passing ability and accuracy is fantastic. And he has that extra cover behind him of an additional defender, so he doesn't have to worry about getting turned or trying to catch somebody up, which was a bit of an issue in the back too. And it has definitely complemented all the Leeds centre-backs since they've made that change. From a statistics point of view this season, Struijk has got some pretty impressive numbers that have popped up. We covered it last night on the podcast, but for those who haven't seen it, Struijk currently sits as the 10th best player in the Premier League when it comes to winning aerial duels, and he's the 8th best in the Premier League when it comes to clearances. The decision to keep Pascal Struijk around Leeds for a little bit longer seems to have worked out at this point, and he's definitely still got his best years ahead of him, and Leeds don't want to make mistakes of selling centre-halves too quickly as we get on to our next story, and that's Charlie Creswell and the potential sell-on that Leeds have in that one. So Leeds may have hoped to have gotten some money in this month from the 15% sell-on clause that they do have in the deal that they struck with Toulouse when Charlie Creswell moved to them, but they may have to now wait until the summer. Toulouse have rejected several bids from the in-demand centre-half, and this season Charlie Creswell boasts some of the best defensive statistics in the French top tier, and clubs have been lining up to try and get him this month. Toulouse are said to have rejected several bids from West Ham United, one this summer and one again this month, although no fee has been mentioned. But they have rejected a bid from Brighton that was rumoured to be €24 million. That's about 21.5-ish million pounds. And they rejected a €25 million bid from Wolfsburg as well. Fabrizio Romano claims that Toulouse don't want to sell Creswell until the summer, and they value him at in and around €40 million. Leeds sold him for £4 million. I think we all saw this one coming, didn't we? But Nottingham Forest were also said to have inquired about him this month as well, and there's no, again, formal bid having been put in by Nottingham Forest, but they did make an inquiry about his availability. So if Leeds want to get some quick cash from the sale of Charlie Creswell from Toulouse to any club, it looks like they might have to wait now until the summer, unless somebody decides to stump up the cash between now and Monday evening's transfer deadline. We'll keep an eye on that and we'll let you know. Right, let's move into a little bit of a midweek loan watch. Start off with Jack Harrison. He made his full debut last night for Fiorentina, played 90 minutes. However, they lost 3-1 at home to Como and are now out of the Coppa Italia. 90 minutes, though, was a decent performance by him as well. Feedback on his performance was decent. Harry Gray started and played 90 minutes for Rotherham United in the 2-1 home win over Northampton. Gray scored his first ever senior goal with an excellent header at the front post from a corner for Rotherham. He got the first goal, and then they got a second one and managed to win the game, and that's their winless streak comes to an end. Isaac Schmidt, though, and Max Verber, there was the issue around Schmidt coming off at half-time at the weekend. It's now been confirmed that it was an injury. So Verber and Schmidt are both out injured at this point and didn't take part in last night's 2-0 home loss to Hoffenheim, sitting 15th, just one place above the relegation spots in the Bundesliga. It was unfortunate for Schmidt. He had 3 back-to-back consecutive starts. Hopefully it's only a minor thing and he can get back soon and playing, because that could be Leeds' best chance of actioning one of those options in those 2 contracts. Max Verber is just broken at this point, so we're not going to get any money from him. Right, let's move on. Let's talk about Joel Piroe. Joel Piroe has been the subject of plenty of interest this month, and it has been absolutely covered to death that he doesn't want to leave Leeds in January, and Leeds aren't exactly kicking him out the door at this point. However, we did say that the interest in him was likely to increase over the course of this month, and bids eventually were going to come in between now and deadline day. And according to the Ipswich Star, that's exactly what's happened. Ipswich Town are said to be very keen on a move for Joel Piroe, and they are looking for a difference maker to help them get back into the Premier League next season. To add to this, Dutch journalist Joost Blafholf of Tuttosport claims that the striker does not want to return to the Championship, but that Ipswich Town did indeed put in a formal bid to Leeds United. Player doesn't want to move, so that's been knocked back at this point. He does still believe that he can make an impact and prove himself at Premier League level. But if Leeds are looking at bringing in another striker, that might become even more difficult, and a lot of this will depend on that. Any chance Leeds have of signing Jørgen Strand Larsen, or a plan B option if they don't get him, would likely lead to Leeds changing their position on Piroe, and maybe at that point pushing him out the door. Again, we've all made our thoughts clear on whether we like to see Joel Piroe play or not. I think most of us would like to see him playing it too, but it's not happening, and he's very much third or even fourth choice behind Noah Okafor at this point, or even Willie Nanto, who's banging on the door as well to get some more game time. But right now, doesn't look like Leeds are going to sign Jørgen Strand Larsen. It's gone so quiet on that. It looks like Wolves are sitting to wait and see if anybody else wants to come and get involved in this. Nottingham Forest and Crystal Palace are both said to be very interested in him as well. So yeah, look, if it's going to be money up front, Leeds haven't got it because of the PSR situation. Leeds are looking for a structured deal over a couple of years. Wolves might want more money, whether we want them or not. It's not just Leeds' choice. So unfortunately, we'll have to see where that one goes. But Piroe's future will likely hinge on what Leeds do between now and deadline day. But it might not be an awful lot, and that might be why he's not going anywhere right now. Let's move on. TalkSport pundit and former Premier League club owner Simon Jordon has doubled down on his belief that Leeds have just got too much about them to be relegated from the Premier League this season, but he does point out one little concern that is bothering him. Leeds have lost only 1 game in their last 10, but Jordon believes that Leeds have drawn too many games at this point. In the last 10, Leeds have drawn 6 times, but they have come against sides like Liverpool on 2 occasions, Brentford away, Sunderland away, Manchester United and Everton away. In that run, Leeds have played 5 home games and they've managed to win 3 of those, and the home wins are going to be the ones that are far more important. Leeds have got some key home games coming up between now and the end of the season, and just taking ones where there could be points on offer for Leeds on the table. Nottingham Forest at home, Sunderland, Brentford, Wolves, Burnley and Brighton are all games where Leeds would lead the target trying to get 3 points. Now, that's not going to be an easy task, but if Leeds can pick up 14 points from that available 18, that'll be enough, likely, to see Leeds stay in the Premier League for another season. But that's an if. And the Premier League is brutal, and that Leeds are going to lose more games. That is definitely going to happen. It's the one thing we can actually predict. But Jordon on this topic had the following to say about his thoughts on Leeds. I think they have the ability to sail away from the relegation battle or this dogfight. I think they're much more together. There's a sea change in the way that they've been playing. They've set up differently. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has come into the party and he's started to score goals, which we all knew he was capable of but he's now scoring goals more regularly and providing a threat as much as he's scoring goals. Jordon went on to say that Elland Road is a key factor in Leeds staying in the Premier League, and he said visiting Elland Road is like visiting a fortress, and described the atmosphere at the ground as entering one of passion and determination. That's a major factor to helping Leeds stay in the Premier League. We've seen Premier League players all season talk about Elland Road's aggressive atmosphere and it being intimidating, and we've seen it deliver results for Leeds on the pitch as well. He did go on, though, to say that he expects Leeds to stay in the Premier League, but they might want to start turning some of the draws into wins. I think the theory has always been draw your away games, win your home games, and you'll get enough points to stay in the Premier League. Leeds are currently ahead of that point per game average that they need to do, and they've been focused on. Got some big games coming up. There's some games in there that we're definitely going to lose. We might as well be realistic about that. But there are some games in there, specifically the home ones, against sides that are in and around it with us. That will be massively, massively important. That Nottingham Forest game, I keep talking about it, but that's the one for me. Leeds need to go and win that game, and that definitely makes a bit of a statement. And it shows we've turned the corner after how badly we played against them the first time out as well. Brighton at home as well. But you've got Burnley, Wolves, and Sunderland at home as well. So their games at Leeds have to target to win those ones. We'll see how they get on. You can check out last night's podcast, as I said, and I'm back tomorrow morning with the Leeds United news. There's also a reaction to Daniel Farke's press conference tomorrow afternoon. You can check that out over on bigup.com. We should have the predictions out by that stage. We'll give you detail on that. And again, check out the link down below for tickets to see the square ball at the Roisin Dubh in Galway in March. Outside that, enjoy the rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon. See you later. Bye.